Good evening, rather good early morning. It is Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. It's been a while since I've been on here and greeted you, or last gotten on here and made an address, but here I am, and hope all are doing well out there. Before football season starts on Sunday for the Jets, there's a certain baseball team that I root for that needs to be addressed. And that's the blue and orange, known as the New York Mets. I was at work, thankfully, so I did not have to watch the disgrace unfold of this latest painful loss. Actually, I sort of saw it. When I saw what the score was, I hurried up and went on Reddit and saw what happened. Second and third, 10-8, and I'm like, we're in big trouble. I said, this is tonight was one of just those losses that have just basically killed the Mets this entire season. Okay, this one was the final kick in the balls. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it a kick in the balls. If the Mets at least had a decent bullpen, they'd be level pegging with Atlanta for the National League East right now. They would not be swooning in the depths fighting for a wild card. They wouldn't be. They shouldn't be. So much as we tried to forgive the Mets after getting swept by Atlanta, who's pretty much ran the division all year, getting swept by the Cubs, 6 games at home. I'm sorry, the Mets are supposed to be a team that protects their turf. They go out on the road. They do 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. They had a chance, the Nationals with cruise control of that first wild card, get to at least win a series from them. No, 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 no. They go 10-4 in the bottom of the ninth, right? With this bullpen, because we all know that the bullpen, trying to, get 3 outs for them is like pulling teeth. And 10-4, you know, and in all of that, in all the 7 runs they gave up leading to this 11-10 loss, how many outs did they get out of it? 1. What more can you say about it? I mean, but again, this has plagued the Mets this entire season. You can put on a laundry list of all these excruciating losses that they have literally pissed away. The 5-run lead in LA, 8-3, that they combusted and fell apart and lost. There was the game in Arizona where DeGrom apparently got hurt. They were up 5-1, lost that game. There were those big marathon games in San Francisco and Milwaukee where they went inning after inning after inning after inning, not scoring. And when they do score, they give the other team right back 2 runs and blow the games. There was the Milwaukee was 18 innings and San Francisco was 16 innings. Man, excruciatingly bad. There were the 4 games, last time I went to Philadelphia before this past weekend, 4 games in which they led and they all fell apart and the bullpen crapped them all away. There was the Chicago series when they went to Wrigley, gave up a home run late, and felt like one of the most disconsolate sweeps of the year. And that was just before the Philadelphia 4-gamer. There's been so many. It's so horrendous. It's a disgrace. It really is. And then this one tonight was just, like I said, the final kick in the nuts on this season. Yeah, August was a big fat tease. It was a big tease. That's what August was. That time that where they were like running. I mean, yeah, bear in mind, think about who they were beating. Yeah, you were beating up the crap, but at the same time, you started playing the better teams out there, like the Nationals. But all we got tonight was basically the Nationals getting their revenge from that that thriller back from the 9th of August. My parents were at that game, mind you, where they came from 6-3 down, where Frazier hit the home run to tie it, and then the Mets walked it off. There was that. There was, the Nats got their revenge because we all know, the season series, whatever, the bottom line is this: how do you recover from something like this? How? It's, again, there's no way to say it. It just, as you can tell, I can't find the words. I can't. That's how bad it is. That's how deflating. You know, just when you think they're on the rise, the Mets go and they just tease you and tease you and tease you, and then they come crashing right back down to earth. It's hard to find words right now. It really is. It really, really is hard to find words. This bullpen has really been horrible, and it's had a history of being horrible. Edwin Diaz, the guy that, was so lights out in Seattle, of course, the moment he comes to New York, the moment these guys come to the Mets, they forget how to play baseball. They do. But then you ship them off elsewhere, and they become really talented players. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. We're thinking, oh, we have a closer, we have this, that, and the other thing, more with optimism. What have we gotten? The Mets have blown at least 25 games this year. Okay, it happens from time to time. I get it. All right, it's baseball. It's a long season. Blown saves happen. But when you've had that long laundry list of blowing those games, there's a problem. There's a huge problem. Edwin Diaz, Familia, all these guys, they all suck. And for the many times I've defended Familia for 2015, I was like, oh, well, he blew 2003 saves, whatever. No, I don't blame him for 2015. I don't. But I'll tell you one thing, he's still staring at Connor Gillespie's home run from 3 years ago. He still is. Sure shown in his gameplay. Like I said, all the games that I mentioned, those are just a few of them that have just been so ridiculously painful. I can't. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't want to hear about a 500 season. I don't want to hear it. It's too bad because, and also this team continues to waste DeGrom's talent, and I feel bad for the guy. I really do. He was a Cy Young Award winner last year. Every time he pitches lights out, they give him no run support. He gave up 4 runs today, okay, but he would have been clear in line for victory. He outpitched Max Scherzer tonight. And what has he got to show for it? Nothing. Another no decision. And another loss for the Mets. It's horrible. It's just, again, it's hard to find words. It really is. It really is. And another thing, I'm tired of this manager, okay, who should have been shown the door a long time ago. And hopefully he's shown the door at the end of the season. I'm tired of these positive words after losses like this. Well, da-da-da. Any decent manager would light a fire under his team, would bash whatever the heck just happened. Okay? A real manager would go and, bash saying this, this, that, and the other thing. He'd show some emotion after losses like this. That's what managers do. They show their frustration. All right? If I were Mickey Cal, I'd be pissed off after that. I would be. Beyond belief. Okay, me, personally, I'm a sore loser. Yes, I'll be the first one to say that when it comes to stuff like this, I am a sore loser. Losses happen, but when losses like this happen, you know, I'm a sore loser. Anybody hates to lose. But with the fandom I have for the teams that I root for, I am a sore loser. You also have to remember something. I am in Florida now, but I am a New Yorker and will always be a New Yorker at heart. And in New York, we want winners. We want winners in New York. Because if you don't, you're going to hear it. Now, I don't know if these guys are scared of the New York scene. I don't know. Who knows? But when you suck, bet you're going to hear about it. Because that's the New York way. I'm a Met fan. I'm a Jet fan. I'm a Ranger fan. I'm not a basketball fan as much as I used to be. Maybe I should become an Orlando Magic fan. I live here now. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, if you're scared of this, if you're scared of the New York scene, maybe you shouldn't play in New York. Maybe. But you also have to go to the ownership, the Wilpons, a bunch of the cheapskates that they are. They really, really are. I don't care about it, the ineptitude of them, how they're cheap, how they're, management, everything in between. It's just horrendous. It is. It's horrendous. So with all that, the Wilpons, the Johnson brothers, the don't, sorry. Another thing about the Mets, here's this thing. Okay, as a Met fan, and I speak for many, the Mets have to stop being like the Yankees. Stop trying to kiss their rear ends. Stop trying to think, okay, New York is always going to be Yankee Town. Okay, I don't care about the mid to late 80s when the Yankees sucked and the Mets were trying to run the town, or 2015 when the Mets tried to run New York because on their World Series run. No, whatever. Mets, message to the Wilpons: you will always be looking up at the Steinbrenners. Always. New York will be a Yankee town, and the Mets will always be the red-headed stepchild. So we can have 69, we can have 1986. We can get to the fact that we got to the World Series in 2015, the one that they choked away and should have won. Yep. The fact is, New York is always a Yankee town. It is always a Giants town. It's, yeah. But this season, before I wrap this up, because I'm actually running out of space on my phone, believe it or not, it's just, this season is just going to remember 2019. It's just going to remember it for the fact that all these games that the Mets pissed away, all these kicking the balls losses, that's what it is. And it's just, it's crushing. And it's insulting to us fans. It's an insult. I prop anybody who, invests their money into going to Citi Field with those, because now they're just going to be family outings for the rest of the year. That's what it's going to be. Okay? So that being said, before I run out of space, I'm going to scoot on out of here. Thank you for anybody who does care to listen to this. I'm going to sign off for now. All right. Deuces for now, folks.